Hey guys, welcome back to another Morphogen product breakdown, and today I'm going to talk about another new product, Adaptogen. So I have the vanilla cream. There's also a chocolate. I believe the actual name is Chocolate Dream. And first off, flavoring is really good. So some of the mushroom extracts and stuff do flavor pretty well. So it's kind of, it is pretty good. It mixes well with other stuff. I just had a shake with a scoop of this, Nephrogen and Orthogen in it. I've been doing that on the daily. So let's talk about this a little bit. All right, so I was pretty excited for this to come out. There are several products on the market that are more geared towards lowering cortisol and bringing you down from more of a sympathetically driven state. Morphicom's an awesome product. It's not necessarily the complete opposite of this, but in a lot of ways it is. This product, the name Adaptogen, you think adaptogenic herb, right? And that's part of the product, but this product is more so for people that are fatigued, people that are overworked, people that are would have a more so on the side of adrenal insufficiency. They're burnout, right? All right, so and you'll see why that is when you hear some of the ingredients and what they do. So that's worth noting first before you jump into this product, and I think it's important to kind of decipher the difference between those two, especially because this is kind of a specialized product in that category. But let's talk about it. First off, always talk about the little bullet points there, right? So may assist with general wellness and vitality, energy and stamina, immune health, endurance and stress, cognition, adrenal support, mood enhancement, and brain health. And yes, this is going to be a great product for people that are just burnout in general, that need to function at a high level in terms of cognitively, physically, all those things, and has some also short-term and long-term neuroprotective type effects, right? So first, gonna go into the ingredients here. So first one is Cridoceps mushroom extract. It's the fruiting body. All right, so you see some of these extracts. There's different versions of them. Fruiting bodies, typically the form that you're gonna want in a lot of these mushroom extracts. All right, so let's see. Yeah, 1,000 milligrams. It has some anti-aging type effects, most commonly used for adapting to intense exercise. So it's a great general adaptation for intense exercise. All right, this one, it has been around. I've seen this popping up more. This is a really good dose at 1,000 milligrams. You'll also get some immune effects. You're going to notice that's kind of the trend with a lot of these pro-immune type of mushroom extracts as well. So the next one is lion's mane. That was a really popular one that has come up in the last few years. Again, fruiting body, you want that form. 1,000 milligrams. It's an immunoregulator and inflammatory control, also helps with cognition, preventing cognitive decline and things of that nature. So it would be considered like a neuroprotective type of ingredient. Neither of these are stimulatory, so they're not central nervous system stimulants. But they do help with cognition because they help with combat stress, right? Next is reishi. I don't know if I said that right. That's how I've always said it. Reishi mushroom extract. So again, another mushroom extract. It's the fruiting body extract. It is immune system regulator. It has some potential anti-cancer effects, and then it also has some similar cognitive effects and effects against cognitive decline. So in here, we're looking at 1,000 milligrams. All three of the first ones have been 1,000 milligrams. Now with the reishi, it also tends to have some more of an anti-anxiety type of effect and mood stabilizing effect than the other two that I'd mentioned first. Not going to be super pronounced, but it is worth noting. And I do tend to notice that a little bit more with that ingredient in isolation, but that is added in here, 1,000 milligrams. All right, next one, Tulsi or holy basil. This is an adaptogen. It's great for general well-being. This is also an this is very much a literal sense of the word adaptogen in that it helps with stress from strenuous exercise, all right? And also has some mood stabilizing effects. So it complements the reishi very, very well. Holy basil has been around for a while. This is something I used way back years ago. And this was actually one of the adaptogens I used when I was fighting adrenal insufficiency really bad. So it's a really cool ingredient. Added in here at 1,000 milligrams. Okay. Next, bovine adrenal glandular tissue, or BAGT. 1,000 milligrams of the extract. This is a cool one. So this is something that's going to help with adrenal gland function and potentially help with repair of a damaged or overworked adrenal gland. This is where the product becomes more for those people that are overworked and in a adrenal insufficient state, right? That's where this type of ingredient is going to come into play. 1,000 milligrams is a really good dose. This is one, depending on the person, you may actually take this and notice kind of enhanced adrenal function almost acutely, in that you will notice like energy from it, right? Almost like it's stimulatory, kind of, because you got to think of stimulating adrenal production, like what that does. Now, really, it's just gonna kind of depend person to person, but that on its own is going to be a more of a pronounced ingredient. A lot of people will notice it pretty quickly. Again, 1,000 milligrams, like I said, of the extract, and we'll move on. Okay, phosphatidylcholine. So really important ingredient for mitochondrial and just the overall integrity of the cell membrane, memory, cognition. All right, so this is, people have heard of choline as a nootropic, right? Well, you need this form specifically to help with cell membrane integrity. There are all kinds of different forms of choline in terms of how they cross into the cell, what they do at the cell level, bioavailability, what they're bound to. I mean, that's essentially what it breaks down to, is what they're bound to. This is just a phospholipid. The phosphatidyl part of it indicates that. So you've heard of phosphatidylserine, kind of the same kind of concept, right? So 500 milligrams, I believe. Yep. All right. And these doses, so I will say too, before I go on to the next ingredient, that I've taken this, and I originally started with the full scoop because all these are clinically dosed, and it was actually too much for me, I felt like. So I did half in the morning and then half in like around midday. I've been just doing the full scoop now that I've gotten used to it, but it was too much for me at first, in that I kind of felt like a little stimulated from it almost, and a little like light in the head. So I backed down. Some of these ingredients will be more pronounced, like the adrenal glandular, the serine things, or I'm sorry, the choline, things like that. So keep that in mind when you dose it. All right, let's see. Magnolia bark. It's another extract. This can be protective to certain organs. This is also great for anxiety. mood stabilization, so it complements some of the mushroom extracts very well. Dosing in that 300 milligrams. This is 90% extract, so it is very high yield. All right. Move down to Siberian ginseng. Again, another general adaptation. Very good for strenuous activity. So this is one where some people, if they take it in isolation, would dose it around activity, dose it around like a cardiovascular activity or weight training or something like that, or like a stressful work day or whatever it might be. You don't necessarily have to do it like that, but that's kind of the benefit that it offers. But I would say in general too, you could dose this around activity if you wanted it, or if you wanted to split it up, you could do like half morning, half pre-workout type of thing. So something to keep in mind. It's 200 milligrams. This is a 0.8% extract. And I'm going to try to pronounce some of these extracts. It's a 0.8% of erythrosides. It's probably not actually how you say it, but again, that's what you get. All right, next ingredients, ubiquinol. So ubiquinol is pretty cool. It has a ton of benefits from, in terms of cardiovascular health, but also with mitochondrial function. So put into this product as a general energy type of supplement. It is an energy supplement when you really look at it at a mechanistic level. You can't, so research on like maximal ceiling type dose of ubiquinol, it seems to be pretty safe in high doses. So if you were to use this and it compounds with another product, won't be an issue, right? So wanted to point that out as well, because it is in other products. There's 100 milligrams in here. Helps with blood flow, helps with just general cardioprotective, arterial protective, also like I said, mitochondrial function. So it's going to help with energy as well. All right, last ingredient, Neurofactor. This comes from Arabica plant. It is not caffeinated, okay? Now, that's good. Well, I wanted to point that out because I got asked that. There's no caffeine in here, so everything's non-caffeinated. But this is another neuroprotective ingredient. Neurofactor is the actual trademarked form of this. So we look on the bottle here, it's coffee, Arabica, whole fruit, BDNF extract. That's the full extract we're looking at. There's 100 milligrams. Neurofactor is just a trademark ingredient. We use a lot of trademark ingredients, so you'll see that on the bottle. Just a little easier to say Neurofactor. But yes, it is shown to stimulate BDNF production, and it's a neuroprotective chemical in the brain, and so it helps with overall brain health, neuroprotective, cognitive function, helping slow cognitive decline. Again, so this is added in on more of the nootropic side of things, versus like the adrenal side of things or fatigue side of things. So again, there's multiple components to this product, but the gist of it is to help someone that needs to function at a high level, and somebody that is burnout, overworked, overreached. This is going to be a good product. You could also potentially use a product like this in conjunction with something like Morphicalm. So I have a couple clients that we included this. We actually did, so we're actually doing 1 scoop during the day, or we'll do half AM, half midday, and then 1/2 to 1 full serving, which is 2 to 4 capsules of Morphicalm at night. And it works really well, or Morphiram at night, depending on what their needs are. And they're not even necessarily using it every day, just certain days that are more demanding. I have been using this every day. I want to see how it actually coincides with my recovery and overall adrenal function and CNS function through a hard training phase. See if it can help prolong that a little bit more, right? So that's adaptogen. It's such a cool product. It's a really unique ingredient profile. Everything dosed really, really well. The taste is pretty good. You can see the powder here is like, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. It's kind of like an off color. Kind of looks like ground up mushrooms, I guess. But there is no, because there's no actual coloring in here, so you're just seeing the color. But the flavor is really good, and it mixes well with everything else. So you could mix it with like your Neutrogen or your Orthogen or your Nephrogen or all of them if you wanted to. So that's Adaptogen, guys. It is live on the website. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll talk to you next time.